Do you want to respond to John? Didn't ask a question, but thank you.
Well, John, I beg your differ. I think the legislature has permitted themselves to be on trial. And you've responded in a very negative way. We're not accusing any legislator of anything. We're addressing a failed system. And we feel it's time that that system should be enacted to protect the legislator as well as the public.
Thank you, John. If I could just make a comment myself as the MC. I'm on the board of directors of one very, very large company back in New York City. Every year, I have to make a declaration to the board, to the shareholders of the company, showing that I don't have a conflict of interest. Very, very high standards. I have to detail my involvement with other corporations, with other people who might pose a conflict of interest. I have to explain all that. As one who is interested in corporate ethics, I find that where you draw really strong lines of right behavior and wrong behavior, things are a lot clearer. In my mind, we're only asking the legislators of this state to live the standard that most boards of directors have to live now. And I'd like to see that. Matt Abel, I'd like to stand and ask your question.
First, a comment on that last comment. As Ned said, my name is Brad Egel. I just moved to the state of Utah 2 months ago from Pennsylvania. I was a professor of ethics at the University of Pittsburgh for the last 17 years. I've just joined the faculty at BYU. Language is important. The words that we use are important. You said you feel like you're on trial. Well, there's another word for that. It's called accountable. And I believe that public officials should be accountable. And if there's an uproar, well, it's because most people don't want to be accountable. But that's part of what goes with being a public servant, is you're accountable to the people. Whether you're a senator, whether you're a city councilman, whether you're a superintendent of a school district, you're accountable. And you should be accountable. Now my question.
Great comment.
As I said, I'm new. I'm from the state of Pennsylvania, which is a state in dire need of ethics reform. My question, in the initiative, it talks about establishing a code of conduct for the legislators. That suggests there does not one exist. So, is there anything that exists that suggests any code?
We did well the first time, we'll call that one. Let's see, is this Mary Susan, oh, Mary something citizen? Oh, that's your time, okay. Is it Mary Sue? Yes. Mary something, I can't read the writing. The question was, I'll just read your question, see if you recognize it.
I'm just ready to go. I put a yes on the sign-in sheet. I'm wondering what I'm supposed to do when to get signatures.
We'll contact you and help us get signatures. Thank you very much. Oh, yes, okay. What is your plan for us to man tables to get signatures from the public? We will contact you. We can't do it tonight because this has to go to the Lieutenant Governor's office. You want to ask it? Oh, ask another question.
I just wondered if any of these ideas on ethics have been used by the 40 states that we said at the beginning do have good ethics.
Okay. Have any of them been used by the other 40 states that have an independent commission?
Yes, what we have done here, we did this after researching a lot of other state legislative enactments and commissions and ethics standards and codes of conduct. And yes, our statute is very similar to many, many other states where they have very similar codes of conduct and very similar independent ethics commissions.
Thank you. Thanks for that clarification. Elaine Bonham? Is Elaine here? Oh.
The first thing I have to say is that I respectfully disagree with Janet. I believe this ethics bill is definitely overkill. She says our legislators will have, and I'm sorry, I'm extremely nervous.
We need you to really speak up.
Yeah, hold it right up there.
This way?
There you
Is
go.
that
That's it,
better?
that's
I'm
it.
sorry. May I read from the bottom of page 15 and the top of page 16 of this initiative? The persons who file the complaint may participate fully in the development of evidence during this investigative phase of the proceeding, and the executive director, upon request of the complainant, shall issue such subpoenas as may be necessary to facilitate that participation. All costs in this regard, including those incurred for subpoenas and depositions, shall be borne by the commission. The accused legislature may participate informally, but shall have no formal rights of participation during this stage of the proceeding.
During the investigation.
I totally disagree with that. I feel that our legislators have as much right as every citizen in the state. And any of you who have not read and studied this petition carefully, please do so, and please look at the results of some of these things that are written in it. I have done so. I exhort you to do so. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Janet, would you like to answer that?
Yeah. What's your name again?
Elaine Bond.
Elaine. I thank you for those comments. I think it's a little confusing.
Janet, I raised a lawyer. I can read this stuff.
Okay, the mom of an attorney. Don't get crossways with her. What you are reading says the accused legislator may participate informally but shall have no formal rights or participation during this stage of the proceeding. And what that means is while the executive director is figuring out whether these three complainants are legit, whether there's any fact or legal, there's anything real about the complaint. After that, then all of these procedures kick in, which you can read on pages 16, 17, 18, all of these powers and the right to have counsel and to subpoena witnesses and get documents and produce stuff and make arguments, and all of that then kicks in. This part also remedies a current difficulty in the ethics procedure that the legislature currently has, which says that the complainants have no right to participate at all. At all. They don't even get to sit in the room at any point. And so what happens is the poor ethics committee, they get this complaint, there's nobody to vet it, there's nobody to explain anything to them, there's no way to get witnesses, there's no way to get documents, it just is a broken system. And the people who brought the complaint, who currently have to be 3 legislators, they don't get any right to say anything. They don't even get to be in the room at any point. And so what we were trying to balance the system a little better and let the complainants have some right to participate and give the legislator who's accused, not, as I mentioned before, all this due process plus attorney's fees. They have not 1 but 2 full-blown hearings. It's probably more due process than any person in their right mind would want. But I think if you read through it, you will see that Elaine's comment is a concern about just that one little initiative part of the proceeding.
About your whole initiative.
Okay, fair enough.
D. Lynn Sorensen. Lynn here.
Good evening. I didn't know that being the mother of an attorney carried weight, but I have that weight. I would like to thank the committee for forming the initiative.